Sure.
No, you're muted, Jim, so I'm going to just can you help me there? There
Yeah,
you go,
I'm
Jim.
unmuted now. There we are.
Exactly. So now you're unmuted. So I'm just going to come in there next to you. There you are, you know. Jim, it's lovely to meet you in cyberspace. How are you?
And you, not too bad now at all. I just had my second dose of the jab today now, so I'm feeling a bit whacked.
Oh yeah, the whacking will come tomorrow, believe me.
yeah, I had it this morning. I was just busting. I was half asleep there on the sofa.
Well,
and there was a knock on my door at 8 o'clock, and I woke me, and I thought, all right, okay, I'm awake now.
I tell you, well, I'm absolutely delighted you could make it in. And this rambling house that we have in the cyber pub, you know, hopefully it will give way to the live session soon, and we're going to have a fantastic festival from the 17th to the 19th of September. So Jim, I've discovered that from my home in Ballyvillan, it takes me an hour and 20 minutes to get to Listowel.
An hour and 20, that's not bad at all.
That's not bad at all.
No, we'll cope with that.
Exactly.
So, and my dad is living up in Ballyvillan. We're from Blackpool originally.
Oh, sure. I love that place. You know, we'll have to find out all them stories offline. So
exactly.
I hear you're well famous now on 96 FM and everything for Gouganne Barra song.
PJ Coogan is a friend of mine. We met through a mutual friend a good few years ago, and I do a live stream on a Saturday night just for my own sanity, instead of being out in the pubs gigging. So I started doing this live stream when lockdown happened first. So just going grand, and it was great. Now we get I've reconnected with cousins in the States, and I have somebody, a namesake, who we think might be a very, very distant relation, who logs on religiously from New Zealand. And a girl who was friends with my sister when we were teenagers from California, have all through the Saturday night session on Facebook. So it's
we're finding the same thing, Jim, and it's like, you know, the way people then are listening to the playlists, you know, they're saying that it's just connecting people.
It is, yeah.
You know, so like this is the proper rambling house where people ramble in. And like Johnny H, who we both love. He's a great connector of people, and he
is, in fairness,
Jim will love this, you know. So it's great to have you. And I'm going to take myself off the screen now, and I'm not tying you to Gouganne Barra, because if you don't sing it this time, we'll have you back and you'll sing it the next time. I leave it up to yourself.
Right. Well, we'll do Gouganne Barra, and the story behind this is very simple. Gouganne Barra has been a part of my life since I was a small boy. It's my favorite place in the world. It's a love I inherited from my dad, who would always take visitors from the States down, any cousins that came home. You were always assured of a trip down to Gouganne Barra. And then when I was a teenager, I joined the local pipe band in Blackpool, and I was St. Finbarr's pipe band. And as a consequence, because of the St. Finbar and the strong connection between St. Finbar and Gouganne Barra, where the River Lee rises in Cork, we would always do our annual pilgrimage, which was another excuse for an annual day out with drink. And we would always go down there. And then I became a teacher late in life, and we started to do days out for our classes who were doing exams, just as a day out to take a bit of a hike down around Gouganne and just to de-stress and all the rest of it. So there's always been a strong connection with Gouganne Barra and myself. For anyone who doesn't know Gouganne Barra, it's just a fantastic place. You come over the brow of the hill and the whole place opens up. There's a lake there surrounded by the lovely hills of West Cork, and there's a small bit of an island out in the middle of the lake, and there's a little oratory out there, a little church, and the story is that St. Finbar was a monk from down around that area, and he had his monastic cell there, and he followed the river from Gouganne Barra, followed the River Lee, where the River Lee rises, and followed it all the way up to the mouth of the harbour and found the Cork city. So there's a few references in the song. Like I said, it's a favourite place of my dad, and when my dad retired from his job, he took an interest in painting and art, and he always drew and painted the church and the lake in Gouganne Barra. And there was always, in every painting he's always done, there's always two little swans on the lake. So that's referenced in the chorus. And another reference that's there is there was a famous book written called The Tailor and Nancy, and the tailor in the book is buried in the cemetery next to Gouganne Barra Church, and it's a beautiful inscription on his headstone. A star danced, and under it I was born. So they're kind of references that I took from the local history and my local knowledge of Gouganne Barra, and I kind of brought them into the song. So it's called The Peaceful Valley of Gouganne Barra, and I wrote this for my dad, and I was lucky enough, as Marie said, on Sunday it was played on Oldies and Irish and Cork's 96 FM, and it was a very proud moment for me to be sitting next to my dad, who I wrote it for on Father's Day, as he heard his song on radio for the first time. So yeah, so this is The Peaceful Valley of Gouganne Barra. I went there as a child of wonder, pine and boggy oak tree, blanket the foothills, night down of green, 1,000 wild fountains, weep the tears of angels, lake beneath the mountain, birthplace of the leaf. Two swans of my father's canvas glide across the lake of tears, floating on the echoes of a million pilgrims' prayers. I hear the ancient voices calling in forgotten tongue, down in the peaceful valley of Gouganne Barra. I went there as a young man, my life laid out before me, old stone walls and coloured glass dancing the summer sun. Silver ripples on the lake dance up to the water's edge, sparkling like a beacon where Finbar laid his head. Two swans of my father's canvas glide across the lake of tears, flowing on the echoes of a million pilgrims' prayers. I hear the ancient voices calling in forgotten tongue, down in the peaceful valley of Gouganne Barra. I go there now, the child is gone, October greets the winter, veil of Mystery drifting down the tailor's dancing star. As I draw near, I feel the ghost of childhood days calling me. Like a magnet, I am drawn to the wellspring of my soul. The two swans of my father's canvas glide across the lake of tears, floating on the echoes of a million pilgrims' prayers. I hear the ancient voices calling in forgotten tongue, down in the peaceful valley of Gouganne Barra. I hear the ancient voices calling in forgotten tongue, down in the peaceful valley, Gouganne Barra.
That was absolutely beautiful.
Thanks very much.
Jim, sometimes the guitar, when you're playing the guitar, it can bring your voice down a little bit, and I could hear your beautiful voice.
Oh, thanks very much.
No, it was perfect, but because your voice is so good, I was wondering if you could sing us maybe the verse of another song without your guitar as well. And I got a lovely note. We get notes as we're going along, Jim. And the note was from Anita Howard from Cork Yarn Spinner. She's in tonight as well.
Yeah.
And she said that beautiful inscription was chosen by Frank O'Connor, the one about
right.
Yeah. So that's another little lovely connection.
There you are, a lovely nugget now that I have to relate to the song.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
And actually, if you see, if you see our lovely Anita, she's sitting in front of Gouganne Barra. See that? She's going to kill me now, so I'm going to release her again. Thanks, right. Anita. So, but she's also, like Frances, she's a font of information and very gentle and in the background, and she gives gems. So sometimes it's lovely just to spotlight that. So, Jim, nice. I think you have an a cappella verse for us.
Do you know what? It's a song that's always done a cappella. And when I grew up, I was listening to, all the latest songs and the charts and all the rest of it, and Depeche Mode and Duran Duran and all the rest of it back in the 80s. But I was every night, and I have another song about my childhood in Blackpool, which I wrote for my mom. I wrote that one for my dad. Late at night when I'd come home and we'd go up to bed, my brother had one of those. We used to call it the 2-in-1, the cassette, the cassette radio up there.
Yeah.
And every night the lights would go out, and I'd hear him fiddling away at the buttons, and then click. And on would go the tape recorder, and invariably it was Make 'Em and Clancy live in concert. And one of the songs that Tommy Makem always did, and it was a song that my uncle used to do as well, my uncle Geaney, was The Cobbler, and that's always done a cappella. So I'll give you a verse of that, and I'll save my Blackpool song for another night. So it's just been a long time since I sang this now a cappella. It's a long time since I sang it. Oh, my name is Dick Darby, I'm a cobbler. I serve at me time at Dull Camp. Some call me an old agitator, and now I'm resolved to repent. With me inkling of an idol, with me inkling of an idea, with me robo randy, and me lobstone keeps bedding away. These 40 long years I have travelled, I'll buy the contents of me pack, my hammers, me awls, and me pincers. I carry them all on me back, with me inkling of an idol. With me inkling of an idea, with me robo randy, and me lobstone keeps fading away. And me wife, she is humpy, she's a lumpy. Me wife, she's the devil, she's cracked. And no matter what I may do with her tongue it goes clickety-clack. With me inkling of an idol, with me inkling of an idea, with me robo randy, and me lobstone keeps fading away. There we go, Sinead.
Oh, well, no.
I haven't done that in a long time. I know there's a few other verses in there somewhere. Yeah, that was the first thing that came to mind when you said a cappella. So
I tell you, Jim, Anita Howard's there is saying as soon as the live sessions start in Crawford and Company for the Cork Yarn Spinners, will you come down?
I will.
Brilliant.
Sure. No
I'll
bother.
see you there, and hopefully I'll see you in Listowel as well for our beautiful festival. So thank you so much to come in.
No bother. I'm as I said, I'm a little bit wrecked now, so if you don't mind, I'll bow out. And
that's all. We'll see you again.
And I'll talk to you soon.
Brilliant and lovely to
meet
you.
Take care. God bless.
Bye.
So long.